Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me here today. If you're watching this live, welcome. If you're watching this by replay, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I am live here on Facebook as well as YouTube. Glad to be with you guys. I want to give you guys a second to join. I want to share some information with you guys today about something I plan to do real soon with the new show. So I want to share with you guys more information about that. I'm going to try to pull up my profile so I can see what's happening on Facebook. Let me see. That'll allow me to see who's joining. Again, everybody who's in here, thank you guys so much. I'm excited to share some information with you guys today. So please hang in there. Please stay tuned. Please stay on this broadcast. I know how easy it is. We get so busy. It's easy to click off and to go to something else because we all have so much going on. But I thank you guys who are joining and who are here right now. Please comment, like this, share this. I really appreciate it. So I'm testing some things out tonight. I'm going to see kind of how things go with this. I want to see who's in the room. I want to see who's commenting. Thank you guys. I can see some eyes are on the broadcast. I can see there was one like. Thank you for the like. I want to test some things out because I'm planning on doing a new show, which is going to be really fun here in my studio. Welcome to the studio here in my office, AKA my office and my son's video game room or something. I don't know how it became all that, but somehow my son has also tried to take over. Thank you for the likes, for the love. Thank you so much for all the hearts. Thank you guys for being on here. I want to share that I am going to be doing a new live show here on Facebook and YouTube and maybe a few other platforms. I'm really excited about it. Hosting a show is something that I've always wanted to do. I always thought it would be fun to host a show and have guests and talk about interesting, important topics and to educate, motivate, and inspire people to change their lives. That's who I am. That's what I'm about, be it from a Bible perspective or just be it from many of the things I've read in so many books or other things that other people may know. I'm planning to bring on guests and have people come share their information and expertise and have some fun and do some Q&A and really get involved with people. So I'm really, really excited about it. Hey, Pastor Bennett, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. I can see that. I like that. When you comment, that also helps the person broadcasting. So please comment because my goal and my hope is that we're going to make this a show that you guys can be a part of. So you watch a lot of shows on TV. You watch Steve Harvey and Ellen and Oprah over the years and all the many shows, and you're watching it, but you're not a part of it. This is going to be a show you're going to have an opportunity to be a part of. You'll be able to be a guest on the show. Maybe you have something you're selling. Maybe you have some important information you're trying to get out there. Maybe you work in the community. I know people who work for food banks and for hospitals and other places, and maybe there's some information that needs to get out to the public. I also realize that right now in the times that we're in, that we are locked in, right? We're locked in and you don't want to, everything on Netflix ain't good. Or is not good. I don't know what's the proper way to say it, but everything on Netflix isn't great. It's not something you want to watch. But to watch something with somebody you know and hopefully want to engage with and somebody you care about and engage with other people who you know and love, I hope will be something that's inspirational and motivational and educational for you. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm really excited about it. As I've learned over the last, sounds interesting. Thank you so much, Kamisha. Can't wait. It sounds right now we're all locked in, and again, we don't have enough information. And one thing I learned over the last few weeks, as many of you know, I lost my mom, and I've shared that many times. I mean, it was just a little over a week ago, and my mom passed away, and that was extremely hard, still extremely hard. I realized how short life is. I realized how much we put limits on ourselves. I realized how much we put the brakes on the plans that God has for us. I realize how much we don't pursue the things that we want to pursue because we're worried about who might or might not like it. And so we're like, somebody else is out there watching this, like, I want to do a show too. But you're thinking nobody will watch or people won't like it or people will judge me. We got to get over that. I'm getting over it. I'm not worrying about that. If someone doesn't like it, they don't have to watch, and I will still love them. I'll still engage with them. I'll still watch their stuff. But to those who the information and the show will be a blessing to, the people it'll help, I have to keep going. So many people have reached out to me from videos I posted to comments and other things and thanked me for inspiring them and motivating them and helping them. And oftentimes I don't know the number of people that I'm impacting. I don't even realize it because you're just doing what you do or you're saying what God put on your heart and you don't realize you're making such an impact. And that's what happened to me so often until I see people who I run into in the store, and they say, I saw your video. I saw you when you went live, or I watched the replay and it was so helpful and so inspirational and motivational and helped me so much. Until that happens, we don't know. Until that happens, we don't realize how many people we are impacting or we could have been impacting. So we have to be more active. We have to be more intentional. Time is running out. My friend Hubert Carpenter was on this morning doing a little sermon, a little mini. I don't even think he planned to preach. He was just talking, and he went there, and he was saying about, people ask him all the time. He's a pastor. They ask him all the time, are we living in the end times? Is it the last days? What's going on? And his answer is, yeah, it's been the last days for 100 years. I mean, yes, time is ticking down. It doesn't matter if we're living in the biblical last days, as in new heaven, new earth, the world is it doesn't matter, the rapture. It doesn't matter if we're living in those days. The reality is it's later now than it's ever been before for this world. And it's later now than it's ever been before for you. So the reality is it's your time is ticking. Your clock is ticking. It's time to get busy. It's time to get started. It's time to do the things that God called you to do. It's time to do the things that were put inside of you. What you don't know is that you have something that was implanted inside of you that you're supposed to give the world. Everybody has a calling. Everybody has a purpose. People act like calling is a preaching thing. That's a small segment of the population. But we're all called to do something. My mom said she was called to be a parent. She said she believed her calling was to be a great parent, was to love her kids and to raise her kids to be great people. That was her calling. And I think she did a great job. I adore her because she was a nurse and she was an outreach worker and she worked in childcare and she worked in accounting and she did many things throughout her life. But her greatest calling, her greatest purpose, what she cared about the most was being a parent. She said that was her calling. She told us that our whole lives. And I said before, my mom was tough. She was loving and kind, and then she was tough. It was her calling. She had to do it. She wanted to do it. She cared to do it. We all have something we're supposed to do. I know that a part of my calling is to speak, to share, to educate, to motivate, to inspire the world. And I can start right here, right now. We can't go anywhere. We're all locked in. So now's the time. Thank you, everybody who's on this broadcast. And yes, right now you're thinking to yourself, because our attention spans have continued to decline over the last 100 years. They said about 100 years ago, people had the attention span of about 12 minutes. People could sit and listen to a story or watch. There was no broadcast per se, but they could sit and engage with content or engage with a person for about 12 minutes without their mind wandering. Now, that doesn't mean after 12 minutes they had to leave the table or leave the conversation. It just meant that their mind could jump into something else and have to come back. Well, now they say the average average adult attention span right now is somewhere around 7 to 9 seconds. Our attention spans don't exist. So what happens is, we get into a broadcast like this, you hear somebody talk, you say, oh, I know that person. My man, Tony Armstead, he said, my man, Tony. What's up, Tone? He's on here. And so you're watching, right? And you're like, oh, that's my guy. I want to watch a little bit. But then your phone also has everything else in the world, right? You got your apps and people to text and call, and we get distracted. So what my hope is to create some compelling content. And I'm going to ask you guys to stop having the goldfish attention span is what it's called. Right now, they say adults have the attention span of a goldfish. You know how quick a goldfish is sitting there looking at you and they're like, bloop, 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 and they're gone? That's what's happening to adults right now. So I'm going to encourage you guys. I want to engage you guys. I want to bring you guys great content. My goal will be to go live 3 to 5 days a week and share great information. Yeah, my wife said, oh, yeah. So I really appreciate it. And real quick, let me stop and pause and thank everybody who I see here right now who's commented. I know there's more in the room right now. If you're here, make a comment, say what's up. I'd love to know who's in here. But Pastor Bennett, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comment. Kamisha, thank you. My wife, Corinne, the beautiful Corinne Marie Tyndale, thank you so much, sweetie, for joining and engaging. Angela Hardesty missed church this morning. You missed, it's online, Angela. How do you miss online church? You didn't even have to go anywhere. It's okay. I'm going to, we'll talk about it later. I'm not going to call it out on here. It's okay. But thank you so much. It's all good. It's still available at Dayspring Family Church's Facebook page. Check out Dayspring Family Church's Facebook page while you guys are watching this. We did have a great broadcast by Pastor Richard Bennett this morning. Go back and check it out. To my man, Derek Curry, thank you so much for being here. He's tapped in. I appreciate it. We have many conversations. Just such a great guy. Very smart. Appreciate you, my man. Lanice Williams, exercise that gift. Thank you so much. She's somebody who's been with me from the time I was so young, learning to speak and be in ministry and serve and do the things that God has called me to do. And she's been there every step of the way. So I thank God for that. Leslie, thank you for being here. Monique, Lindsay, Hugh, Sarah, thank you guys for being here. Ashanti, thank you guys so much. Hello, hello, hello. One thing I want to do is, I come from, okay, so I started going live in 2015. My wife and I were going live every day on an app called Periscope. Periscope is an app that Twitter bought, and it's used as Twitter's live streaming platform. Okay, so Twitter doesn't have Twitter Live, so to speak. They have Periscope. On Periscope, my wife and I would go live, and we would share information and content and relationship advice. And we had people from all over the world engaging us. I always said we had a guy from Australia or somewhere who said it was 2 a.m. where he was. And Sarah Ray is on here. She was one of our faithful followers, and she was on there, and we engaged each other and we talked. What I noticed is on Facebook Live, a lot of times people don't comment or talk or engage. And on YouTube Live, we don't always comment and engage. There will be times where I'm going to be teaching something, and I won't be able to stop to comment on every comment or engage every person who came into the room. But there will also be times where we'll do Q&A. There's also an opportunity for you all to engage each other in the comment section, which is a powerful way to build community during these isolated, lonely times. Build community. Right now, you're in this room. There's at least 22 to 25 people in here between different platforms. Engage each other. My Angela Hardesty, I called her out jokingly about missing church, and then my wife and her go back and forth like, he called you out, and they're engaging each other on here in the comment section. That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's the kind of community I plan to build. I want to build a community, not just a group of people who are following me, but a group of people who can connect and engage with each other. There's somebody else watching this that has a service or a product or something that you need, or some encouragement, or they have the friendship that you need, or they may be somebody who you may meet and date someday in the future. Who knows? But we have to start by engaging each other in a community. And we often miss those opportunities, especially now with all of this isolation. So now is a great time for us to engage in community with each other. I'm so excited about this. I plan on doing a lot of great topics. Again, I plan on having a lot of great guests. If you're interested in being a guest, please inbox me and just let me know. I'd love to be a guest on your show. Okay. I'm going to say, okay, what do you want to share? What do you want to talk about? Let's set this up. And you may say, well, I really want to talk about homeschooling my kids and the challenges that come with that. And I want to talk to an audience and hear people's input and advice. Awesome. We'll talk about that. Maybe you sell a product or a service. Maybe you sell Avon or something else. And you're like, I just want to share a little bit about who I am and how I serve and what I sell. Great. Let's get you on here, because we all got to stay active. We all got to continue to be able to bring in some level of income. And I just want to encourage and support as many people as possible. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to do that. I'm also going to ask, if you missed the live broadcast that we will do, please go back on, watch the broadcast later. You can still comment later. You can share the broadcast later. You can do a watch party and put a watch party on your page with my content or our content. And you can then interact with a community of people yourself based on the things that were shared during my broadcast. So there's so many opportunities now for us to engage. What did Sarah say? Okay, sorry. Sarah said, right, because this no hugging, looking at people weird when they sneeze is awful, right? Sarah, I'm going to put your comment up if you don't mind. Sarah Ray here said, if you guys can see her comment now, she said, right, because this no hugging, looking at people weird when they sneeze is awful. Isn't it awful? I'm such a people person. It is a struggle. I look at people just to say hi. It's odd walking through the store and people they're not even trying to talk because nobody wants to open their mouth, right? They don't even want to say anything. So I don't want to say hi. I don't want to say excuse me because they don't want to say excuse me because then it might be droplets. So we all walking through the store like, as soon as you see somebody, am I the only one? If you walk by me in the store now, I used to be like, hey, how you doing? Now I'm like, you gone yet? You 6 feet away yet? Because I can't breathe till you move. It's rough. I went to the store today and I wore my mask. I wish I had my mask with me. I'm going to wear my mask. My wife has been cranking out masks. Thank you all who reached out. My wife made a post that she was making the masks for us to wear now that they've recommended that everybody wear masks out in public. And my wife started, she made some a few weeks ago, and then she put a post that she was going to make some more. She got so many orders, she had to shut it down. It was going crazy. She was like, so many people reached out to her, and it was super cool. So she's been busy like a sweatshop in here making masks. And so she's been doing that. But so I wore my mask that she made me to the store. I realized, it's a little different for, they don't really take too kindly to black men with masks in the store. I don't know. And the people was looking at me kind of funny. I'm just saying. They was looking at me like, is you trying to cover up from sickness, or you about to rob us? I was looking at them like, why is everybody looking at me so funny, man? One dude took off running. I was like, is he going to get security? It was kind of odd, but I'm going to be wearing my mask to be safe while I'm in the store. Again, shout out to my wife, the mask maker right here herself. She's making masks to make a movie, ladies and gentlemen. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. What are your goals and dreams right now? What are you doing to pursue your goals and dreams? Okay, my wife is going to make movies. She's written books, she's written scripts, and she's working on making a movie. Whether it gets picked up by some great producer and put out on Netflix or somewhere, or whether she has to make it herself, whatever's happening, it's going to happen. She is going to make movies. But right now, today, she's making masks to make movies. Think about that. She's making masks to make movies in the future. What are you doing right now during quarantine to position yourself for your future? The masks are bringing in some income that she can leverage to take more classes on how to make great movies. She's in a class right now on script writing. She's going to take another class on video production and editing. These are online classes. She don't have to go to some university. They cost, but they're much more affordable than a university degree. And she's going to take those things and leverage those things for the future. So what are you doing? Somebody tell me, what are you doing to get to your goals in the future? Time is running out. Everybody, the clock is running down. Okay. Maya Gloria said, don't worry what people think, just wear these masks. We got to get out there, and we have to be willing to do what may seem uncomfortable. So wearing masks may seem uncomfortable. Reading the books you need to read at home right now. Taking the online courses that you need to take. And again, it doesn't have to be through a university. Okay, there are so many online resources where you can go and learn how to do the thing that's going to be your thing in the future. It's time for you to build a website. Shout out to my man, Derek Curry, who's building websites if people are interested. It's time for you to start your music career. It's time for you to start learning how to produce music. It's time for you to start learning to sew. It's time for you to start working on your speaking because you want to be a speaker. It's time for you to start motivating the masses because you believe you're going to motivate the masses. Whatever it is, it's time to get started. It's time to go. We will never, I thought about this today. Me and Derek were talking about this, and I said, we have not had this much time since the summer of 6th grade. Like, that's the last time I remember having an abundance of time, and I certainly took it for granted. After that, it was sports in the summer and busyness and practices and all of this stuff. And some of you may have been even younger the last time you had this much time. All right. What are you doing? When we come out of this quarantine, there are going to be some people who come out stronger, better, smarter. You're gonna be like, man, where they been? It's like they've been in a cave. They've been doing something. They've been building something. They've been preparing something. You may want to sell things through Amazon. Did you know you could become an Amazon affiliate? Did you know you can sell anything on Amazon through your own links and get a portion of the money for being an Amazon affiliate? Anybody can do it. Do you want to write a book? My wife has written books. I've written books. We wrote a book together. How do we write a book? We had time. We took time to sit down and write it. It's time for somebody to put that book out there. It's time for us to really dig in. These will be some of the topics that we're going to talk about on the show. Give you guys some tips, some tricks. We're going to talk about remote work. For those of you who are working from home, how do you do that successfully? This is a training that I've been developing for corporations and for businesses. I'm going to be bringing that information to you for free, live. Okay, I want to share how we're going to have great work spaces, how we're going to set ourselves up. You may not have your own office. You may be working at the dining room table, but how do you section that off and make that a safe place for you? Lindsay Rose said, I make jewelry. I just now got all my jewelry making supplies back. Well, we are going to be here to support you. We are excited about it. We will be here. Join this community. Be on here. We'll shout you out. We'll call you out as a sponsor of one of the videos. And all you have to do is give away one free piece of jewelry, and you can be a proud sponsor of one of our episodes of the show. Okay, so Lindsay, please stay engaged with that. Tyler said, I was watching a Ray Lewis video on YouTube the other day, and he said at some point we have to ask ourselves the question, how much time are we really wasting? How much time are we really wasting? Everybody has the same amount of time in each day. 24 hours is everybody's day. The question is, what are you doing with it? Some people say there's not enough time in a day. To that person, they're not going to be successful. They're not going to be successful because they're making an excuse already. There's not enough time. Well, how did the person next to you become successful? How did that person who's super successful become successful? They couldn't have possibly been sitting around saying there's not enough time. They said, I have to take advantage of the time. Seize carpe diem, seize the day. Now is the time, okay, to do that. Shout out to Robin Williams, Dead Poets Society. Is there anyone out there homeschooling kids? Sarah, stop trying to get rid of your kids. Stop it. No, Sarah, you're still working, huh? Are you still working? Okay, if you're still working and you need some help homeschooling your kids, that's a good question. I think you are out there still working, aren't you, Sarah? Is there anyone out there homeschooling kids? There are people out here who may need help. Maybe that's your specialty. Maybe that's something you do. Maybe that's your business idea. So that's something that you could be doing. Nikki, shout out to my cousin Nikki here. She said, right now I'm building a following on Instagram, taking online courses and iOS app development and building my own app. So in the future, I can become a freelancer and eventually teach high schoolers to code. Nikki, that is awesome. That is needed. I believe you're going to do it. I always knew you were going to do it. You always said you were going to do it. I'm really proud of you for everything you've accomplished, Nikki. It's super exciting. So you guys make sure you go follow Nikki Blake right here. Go follow her. Wait, don't leave the broadcast to follow her, but follow her. If you're watching me on YouTube, go follow her. I believe Nikki might even have a YouTube channel. Tell me if you do, Nikki. But when you get out, when you're done watching this, go follow Nikki Blake on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So please put up your Instagram information, Nikki, and anybody else who has information or something you want to put out there, put up your stuff so people on here can follow you. We're going to build a community, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to build a community. Thank you so much, Nikki. Monique, she said, I love educating people on their health. I'm hoping to be able to have an online forum discussing various health topics of people's choosing. Hey, Monique, why don't you be a guest on my show? We could kick off your show. Then your show could come on after my show. Let's make a channel, ladies and gentlemen. Who else wants to make a show? Let's make it happen, okay? I'm here for you guys. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's educate some people. I'm about education, motivation, inspiration. That's what I'm all about. If you're talking about something positive and you're talking about helping people, I'm all about it. Let's work together. Let's do something great. Sarah Ray did say, yes, she's working. Sarah Ray is an essential worker. She works for a bank. She's an essential worker. So she's an essential worker, so she may need help with her children. Great kids. She has such wonderful children. She's such a great mom. Okay, so Tony, what did my man Tony said? He said, getting a little gray too, but great message, fam. So yeah, getting a little gray in here, man. It's cool, man. I'm feeling it. I like getting older, actually. I was always a little older when I was younger. I was always a little different when I was young. So I like getting a little bit older. It's all working out. You know, it's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So it's all working. So thank you guys so much. Any other comments, any other questions? If anybody has a question or a comment, again, if you're building a following on Instagram or YouTube or any other channels, please let me know. I'm going to put my name here in the comments. You guys should know my name, but follow me on YouTube. Okay. Because I want to build a YouTube channel. All right. So y'all follow me on YouTube. Look, I said, follow me on YouTube, and that comment went to YouTube. All right. Follow me there. Follow me on YouTube. Okay. When we're done with this broadcast, if you're watching me here on YouTube, please subscribe. Please follow. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. So you guys make sure you get out of here. When you leave here, write that down. Let me go follow Lucas Tyndale on YouTube. I got some other good videos on there. Some practice videos, some stuff I did before. My broadcast from a few days ago is on there, but I'm going to be doing a lot more. So please stay tuned. Lenise said, I want everyone that wants to own their own home. I'll walk you through the home ownership. Lenise Williams is one of the kindest, smartest, most helpful, caring people I've ever met in my entire life. So make sure right now you see Lenise Williams on here that you follow her as well. Please follow Lenise Williams. If you're looking to buy a home, you go check out Lenise Williams. When she says she's going to walk you through the process, knowing her, that means she's going to take you step by step from your fears through your past failures to your successful future. If maybe you had some things in the past that you're worried about, and there's a reason why you don't believe you can own a home, I'm sure she can walk you through that. Right now, with the current state of the union in the world, you may be afraid, like, how can I try to buy a home when everything is so volatile? Well, interest rates are low and there's other opportunities out there. And I'm sure there's some people putting their homes on the market, which happens every spring, but this spring is going to be different. But this might be the year to get the greatest deal of your life. So check out Lanice Williams. Please follow her. Let's build this community together. Lanice Williams, thank you for being here. I'm looking to buy in next year in the Massillon area. Nikki, are you coming home? We're so excited. Let me put your IG stuff on here. Follow Nikki Blake at demonique.dev on Instagram. Please, when we're done here, if you're watching this by replay, take a minute, follow her, check her out. She's going to be teaching kids how to code. She's going to be building apps. And maybe one day she'll be making your business successful because she'll be building an app for you. So check her out. Thank you again. Was Williams, can you share your email? I think Kamisha, am I saying your name right? Kamisha would like Lanice to share her email address. So please do that. How you can, someone, Ashanti said, hi. You can refer your people to me for home insurance. All right. We got people out here about to buy homes from Lanice and get their home insurance from Ashanti. Let's make it happen. This is what community is all about. While you're scrolling through all your feeds, through your Facebook and your Instagram and your TikToks and all of this stuff, which is all good and all fun, are you going to take a moment to come join a show like this where we're going to connect and help people out, share great information and build a community and help each other out? Right now, Ashanti can help you with your home insurance. Somebody needs to switch their home insurance because your home insurance is no good and you didn't even know it, but she can check that out for you. Somebody wants to get with a niece and buy a home, and when you buy that home, you want to have your homeowner's insurance already in place. Ashanti can help you with that. Nikki says she's moving back this summer. Nikki, I hope the corona is over because we want to hang out and we want to see you. How exciting. That is awesome. Here is Lanice's email address for anybody who would like to connect with Lanice, who is a licensed realtor. She's in the Canton, Massillon area, but I'm sure she can help you out in any way she can, even if it's just giving you information. Maybe you don't live in this area, and maybe she can't really be your realtor, but maybe she can connect you to someone else if you live out of state, or maybe she can just give you some general information, some things to look for, some things to do and some things not to do. That's what this is about, okay? So thank you so much, Lanice, for sharing that information. Again, if there's anybody else out there who's watching, you're hesitating, you're thinking, I would share some information. I am about to be selling a product. I am about to be helping people with some things, but I don't want to say it right now. Please don't be shy. This will be broadcast. This will be live. When this show blows up, people are going to look back at these early episodes, and then your stuff is going to come up. And 5 years from now, somebody's going to call you because you were bold enough to put your information up here. And they're going to say, I saw you on a broadcast from 5 years ago. Are you still selling real estate? Are you still helping with homeowners insurance? Are you still teaching classes about how to have how to have a healthy lifestyle, or how to have the proper insurances, or whatever it may be? It could be your time. Let me go ahead now. If you need Lanice Williams, check her out there. And I'm going to go ahead and put Ashanti's email address here now. It's available for you right there. Please check out my friend Ashanti as well. I also have a daughter named Ashanti, so I do love that name, Ashanti. But I've known Ashanti for many years. Check her out for your homeowner's insurance. She can help you out. So what are you doing right now? Somebody just joined this broadcast probably. I just want to continue to say, what are you doing during the quarantine? What are you doing during the lockdown? Someone was sharing with me earlier. They talked about what Nelson Mandela did while he was locked up for so many years, for so much time, and how he came out such a powerful, inspirational change agent. He was a person who helped change the world. Okay. Detroit Red, one of my favorite movies, Mr. Detroit Red. Somebody in the comments tell me who Detroit Red is. You know what else we're going to do on this show? Though? We're going to play some games some days. Okay. We're going to play some trivia games and some fun games as well live. So please, those are going to be some fun episodes as well. Because I always wanted to kind of be a game show host. Can I do that? I think so. Now's the time. We can do whatever we want to do. We all locked in. Time to try some stuff out. Maybe years from now, I'll look back and be like, oh, those first episodes weren't great, but it was great today. So I'm going to enjoy it. Detroit Red. Somebody in the comments tell me who Mr. Detroit Red. He changed his name. Changed later. He changed his name, and he became somebody who became a historical American hero, a Black American hero who did a lot of things. But his name was Detroit Red, and he also went to jail. And while he was in jail, he learned a lot. While he was in jail, and it changed his life. I'm gonna throw Lanisa's email back up there while we're waiting. Can somebody tell me who Detroit Red was? I don't want to give you the answer. I want you to give me the answer. It's a part of the game. All right. Somebody tell me who was Detroit Red. He was in prison for many years, and he later came out. All right, there we go. We got the answer. All right, a couple people. Yes, Malcolm X. My wife said Malcolm X. Malcolm X. All right, Red Fox. He wasn't Red Fox. Red Fox was somebody else Red. Okay. I think that's why they call. I heard yesterday that Malcolm X was called Detroit Red because Red Fox was somebody else Red. Somebody looked that up, like Boston Red or something. Detroit Red was Malcolm X. And he became this historical figure that we now know, but he spent a lot of time, unfortunately, spent some time in prison. And during that time, it changed his life. I'm not saying anybody has to go to prison, but right now we're locked down. A lot of us are locked down dealing with difficult circumstances, such as myself. There's a level of grief that I'm continuing to deal with as I grieve the loss of my mom. But one thing I know is my mom raised me to be a giver and a doer and a server. So I have to keep working and giving and doing and serving and helping people. So I can't stop. And I'm still smiling and I still feel so blessed. And I'm still so excited to be able to serve all of you guys. So I really appreciate everybody who joined today. I'm going to come back on tomorrow. How about I make that promise? That'll force me to do it. Okay. I'll work on the times and things. I'm going to be working on some other things so you guys will see. Let me test this out while you guys are with me. So first of all, I'm using an app called StreamYard, which you guys can see right there. Here we go. Look at that. We're using StreamYard. You can see that. Shout out to StreamYard. If you're interested in using StreamYard, I'm an affiliate of StreamYard. So I can send you an affiliate. I can send you a link and you can get StreamYard and it'll bless me a little bit. Okay, so check that out. Also can throw up pictures like that. Look at that. So this is a picture of me speaking. And I'm going to be doing some more speaking engagements when the floodgates open back up and life gets back to normal. So I'll be able to put up things like that as we go. And the other day I was able to share this lovely picture of my mother and her obituary. And I have this here in my StreamYard. So I'll be able to practice using things like this and sharing information. Maybe there's information about your business that you'd like me to share, and we can do a little commercial for you here on the show, and you can become a sponsor of the show or different episodes. So I really look forward to that. Again, shout out to my mom, Vivian Rosetta Tyndale, the most amazing person I've ever met. I thank God for her. I thank God for every minute I had with her. It was absolutely a blessing, and I thank God for that. So that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me go back and make sure there's no more comments that I'm missing. Troy Richardson, what's up, my man? He said Malcolm X. He got it. He got it. Now, Ashanti said Malcolm X. She didn't know. She wasn't so sure, but she was there. Sarah Ray, thank you so much for the love. I know your heart breaks for me. My heart breaks for you. Sarah also lost her mother recently, about 6 months ago. And Sarah, you've been such an inspiration to me as somebody who's pushed through. Lanice as well lost her mother in the last month or so. She's continued to be an inspiration to me, and I hope to inspire others. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Ashanti. Thank you, Monique, for being here. Thank you guys for your comments. When you comment, when you like, when you post, that gets traction. What that does is that allows other people to see it. When Facebook and YouTube see you guys commenting and liking and loving and sharing, it lets them know that this is an important broadcast, and then it shows it to more people. So the more you engage, the more you comment, the more you like, the more it shows more people. So that's going to allow us to grow this thing to be something great. And you guys will be able to say I was a part of some of those early broadcasts when they're trying to put us on a real channel or something, but we're going to make it happen. Lindsay, I'm so sorry to hear. She said she lost her mother in October. I believe you shared that with me. We are praying for everyone on here who has lost a loved one. And let me say this during these difficult times right now, sadly, during these difficult times, we are unable to go see our loved ones. So that's even more painful. So not only are we losing loved ones, we're not able to go spend time with them. So my mother spent her last week alone in the hospital. That is so sad. We weren't able to visit her and be there for her and be with her. There are so many people going through that right now. There's going to be a generation of groups of people who have grieved the loss of their loved ones where they couldn't even see them in their last days, weeks, months of life. And worse yet, then they weren't able to gather together to even have a memorial service or a funeral service for those loved ones. We're gonna have to get together and have some memorial services here, and we're gonna share some love and some pictures and some stories about some of our loved ones who we love so much. So there's a lot we can do on this platform. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna listen to you guys and hear the things that you guys want to hear about, talk about, and share. I'm going to support you guys as you guys support me. And while we're getting this quarantine, we're going to get better together. So thank you guys again for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, please like, please subscribe, please stay tuned. I'll be back again tomorrow live. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great day.